Spirion playbooks evaluate both data content and the surrounding contextual elements of data discovery scan targets to arrive at automated outcomes from user-defined criteria. These building blocks of decisions and subsequent actions are combined to operationalize security and privacy policies. Today we will take a look at a playbook example designed to address whether evaluated file locations are suitable for use as training data for a large language model, knowing that LLM readiness, or the lack thereof, is a classification Spirion can apply alongside any other labeling schema that an organization might like to enforce. The first decision in this playbook detects any locations containing PII. For this example, we have added some of the high-risk data types available right out of the box using Spirion's AnyFinds, though additional search parameters can of course be incorporated here as needed. In this initial evaluation, any locations that do not contain PII will flow along the no path and receive a classification indicating that it is ready for use as LLM training data. Files that do contain PII are classified as such and move on to the next decision tier. Here, the playbook evaluates the context of confirmed PII matches, specifically looking for file types that Spirion can redact natively. This list is built using individual OR statements for readability, and is simply looking at the file extension at the end of any given location path. These redaction-ready files are of course going to move along the right-hand side, where they are remediated of any risk and then classified accordingly. Conversely, files that cannot be remediated in this scenario will receive our last label, the LLM prohibited flag. We will now kick off a scan configured to use this playbook logic. Moving over to the endpoint targeted in the scan, each file location is evaluated based on its content and context, passing through the chutes and ladders of playbook logic that we were looking at a moment ago. With the scan complete, we can see that our LLM readiness workflow has three clear indications overlaid as gems within the File Explorer for easy reference, indicating the classification. I will be using a metadata viewer to look at the details as they might be embedded once again as metadata within the file location. However, applied classifications can also be viewed from the file properties. Here we can see green files are approved for use, having not had any PII to begin with. Looking at our yellow files, we'll see that they are approved for use after having been redacted or remediated of any risk containing PII. Lastly, red files are not approved for use, having contained PII that has not been redacted. We should also note that the PII classification applied at the end of the playbook's first decision tier is also embedded as metadata for both our yellow and red locations. This allows for Spirion operators to enforce multiple classification taxonomies at once, which is critical when designing policies for evolving threats such as LLM readiness.